Nadia establishes her role in the family.
How was your first full day in the house?
I've loved it. It's really funny, I'm doing a bit of lying where I'm going, oh yeah, no, it's really stressful, and it's not. And actually Patsy just got it perfectly right. She goes, actually, she said, this is no different than when you're an actor. Because you just rock up somewhere, you don't know who you're with, you've got a load of strange, different, weird, wonderful people. You don't, you go down to the bar, you have a few drinks with people you don't know, then sometimes you have to do whatever. I mean, a task, acting, isn't it? You've got to turn up, cry, do whatever. This is just what it's like.
So then what's your role?
It's definitely auntie. So sweet. Cammy is so sweet. She's such a sweet girl because she kind of looks over at me to see if things are all right. It's amazing how quickly we've all got into our roles as a family. Jeremy's my my nephew or my cousin that I'm worrying about. You've got the aunties that are a bit of a pain, you've got the uncles that you sort of put up with, you've got the full cast, the full family cast is here.
Nadia gives her thoughts on Ken's removal.
I was very relieved because I'll be honest with you, I was considering leaving over Ken.
Did you feel that strongly about it?
It's making me really ill being around him. That toxicity of his. And I was starting to feel like I was going to get really upset, and I don't want my children to see me crying or hear that I've been crying or anything like that. So last night I really did, as I went to bed, I thought, right, I don't want to leave, but I will leave. So weird. It's so weird.
So Nadia, is everyone getting along now that Ken has gone?
Ooh. There's various little pockets going on. The Katie and Perez thing is really bubbling. I don't know if you're feeling it, but you can cut it with a knife between those two. Katie is desperate for it.
Desperate for what?
Desperate for a row with Perez. But what it is, and this is what Perez says, is that they are both very similar. We're both professional loudmouths, and he's much louder than her. He knows what Katie is doing, and he is not responding. She's goading him. She's poking him with a stick.
Do you think he's going to bite?
Almost definitely. I think we all know that, don't we?
Nadia reflects on the nominees: Alexander, Alicia, Chloe, and Michelle.
If I was at home watching, I would say, oh, vote for Alex, because he's missing his food and his wife and his comforts and but also he's really loving this experience. I think he's so gentle. When he talks to me, it's like a little bit of dad for me. Alicia is very much trying to work out whether, if she were to leave on Friday, whether she would be upset with herself if she's confronted Katie, or whether she'd be upset with herself if she hadn't. So she's got that battle going on in her head. Chloe is like all guns blazing, but she's not stupid, Chloe. She wants to be strategic, she wants to be pinpoint, so she's trying to contain herself, but she's got that, she wants to give it to Perez. Michelle is like, well, she's going to explode. She's waiting. She's waiting.
Nominations.
My first nomination is Katie Hopkins. I don't like her, she doesn't like me. I find her snooty, arrogant, manipulative, unkind, boring, irritating, and two-faced. My second very difficult nomination, because I like the man, is Alex. He and Perez have had a massive argument, and ever since then the tension in the house has been horrible. There's always tension in this house, but it's increased, especially for me because I spend a lot of time with Perez, so I'm really feeling the tension that's going on between the two of them. So if Alex were to leave, that tension would disappear. But of course there'd still be all the tension from everybody else that doesn't like Perez.
Nadia criticises Katie Hopkins.
It's driving me mad the way Katie Hopkins still keeps whispering things right next to me about Perez. Oh, sit down. Oh, do what you do. Oh, God, here he comes. Oh, don't. If I sat next to Michelle or Cammy or anyone else that was Katie Hopkins' friends and did that, can you imagine the difference? So I don't say it to anyone. I can't release it to Patsy. I can't talk to Perez about it. I don't want to put it on Keith's shoulders. I don't want to say it to anyone. Why can't she just stop? The more she tries to control him, the more nuts he will go. She cannot let it go. She is obsessed with Perez. And therefore doing the very thing that he says, which is making him very important.
Nominations.
My first nomination is Katie Hopkins. She is two-faced and therefore very untrustworthy. In Katie Hopkins' world, if you don't agree with her, then you are not with her, and it's as simple as that. Everything has to be black and white. My second nomination is my dear friend Patsy Kensit, who every single morning wakes me up between 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning. I am literally exhausted. The thing is, if you're tired all day in here, as well as everything else, with all the irritations and with all the anxiety, being tired just is really destructive. It has a knock-on effect on the whole day, not sleeping.